Good morning. Thank you for tuning in to today's broadcast. I am your host, Dee Gully. So let's jump right into our celebrity entertainment segment. Earlier in the month of September, you may have heard about a fight that broke out in a hotel lobby between actor G-Rod and Machine Gun Kelly, plus the MGK's crew. Well, actor G-Rod is expecting a payout from MGK because of the brawl, or G-Rod is taking him to court to settle for millions. That's right, millions. This morning, we have news that Ariana Grande and Pete Davidson has split. No, and they are no longer engaged. Sources say the celebrity couple apparently split up because of the recent death of hip-hop artist and ex-boyfriend of Ariana Grande, Mac Miller. Speaking of hip-hop news, earlier this week, Dre dropped some major tea about Kanye and Push T in an episode of The Shop with LeBron James. Apparently, Dre says Kanye was up to some mischievous things on their visit to Wyoming, where he later betrayed him. What? Here's a clip. Check it out.
Speech of like, you know, I'm in a great place, I'm making money, and I'm a father, and I want to, you know, be Quincy Jones and help you. But in order to do that, you've got to be transparent with me, and you've got to play me your music, and you've got to tell me when you're dropping, and I know you don't like to do things like that. And so, you know, I was in the studio. I guess, you know, we all kind of felt a genuine vibe from it. So I played him my music, and I told him when I was dropping.
How much of Scorpion did you have done by then?
Maybe like 60% or something.
Got it.
And then from there, it was all good, you know? He played me like this.
He played you a beat, right?
He played me Lift Yourself, and he was like, yo, you can have this if you want. And I was hype. I started writing to it, and then he was like, yo, you got to come to Wyoming. So Wyoming happened, and 40 went to Wyoming early. And he was like, man, I'm here a day early, man. Something's off. He's
you
like,
just felt it?
40 said that.
Yeah, he's like, this guy's working on an album, man. And I was like, for real?
Because he hadn't announced it yet.
He just told me he wanted to work on, like, he just told me he wanted to give me beats, and he said he wasn't dropping till like October, November, or something like that. And I'm like, it's all good. Let's just go and let's see what it's about. So I went and, you know, ended up pretty much spending majority of my time working on his music, like just trying to like cook up ideas for him, you know?
Writing raps for him, in other words, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know, whatever. Just trying to lend a helping hand, you know, cook up. Listen, I don't knock anybody. Music is a creative experience that should be shared. But anyway, I was out there and I spent all my time pretty much working on his stuff. And again, I left Wyoming and I was like, okay, well, we left with Lift Yourself and like a pat on the back, you know, so it was like, all right.
It's all good.
Well, I guess, yeah, sure, I'll try and make the most of this, and hopefully he sends some other things through. By the way, I'm in Wyoming, I play him March 14th, I send him a picture of my son.
Oh my God.
I tell him I'm having trouble with my son's mother. We had a conversation, I shared my... I wake up, and all these dates are out, one by one, all around June 15th, by the way. One's May 31st, one's June, whatever.
As you can see, Kanye is still up to his same old madness. Well, that was some piping hot tea, but we're gonna move on. On a sadder note, Bobbi Christine's friend Max Lamas, who found her dead of an overdose submerged in a bathtub, was found a couple days ago dead from fentanyl overdose himself. So this is so sad, guys. We're going to keep his family lifted up in prayer. In other news, President Trump blames Democrats, in a tweet, of course, for a sea of immigrants marching to the U.S. from Mexico, and says if Mexico doesn't stop them, our military will. Well, that's it for our celebrity entertainment segment. We'll be right back after this commercial.
What's that?
Espresso.
Is that coffee?
Yeah.
I want in. You ready?
Is that coffee?
Get ready to experience a cup above.
I want in. Nespresso. What else?
Next up is sports. We are now entering the 6th week of the NFL. Here are our top 10. Can we do that one? Next up is sports. We are now entering the 6th week of the NFL. Here are the top 10 plays of the week.
Showing A-gap pressure, and they come with it. Here come the Niners, and there goes Rodgers to the end zone, and Adams gets it for the touchdown. And then back outside, knowing that was the sole spot, and what a throw.
Long count for Roethlisberger. Steps, Rainbow, battle for it. Oh, Smith-Schuster comes away with it. Fantastic.
Peterman picked off Joseph, and he will go. Rodgers to the other side, and he does it.
Wow, just a back shoulder fade. Nice play there by St. Brown. What a hell of a throw there by Rodgers. And the back shoulder fade in equanimity of St. Brown. Getting his feet down.
Setting up a screen for Barkley. Blocking in front, first down and more into Eagle territory. Still going. Incredible. Incredible. Wow.
From the 25-yard line. Play action. Mahomes steps up, going deep. That field wide open again is Hill. Inside the 30. Hill down the sideline. Hill all the way.
On 2nd and 10. Quick pass, and that one is intercepted by the Jets. Touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Osweiler throws complete. That's Albert Wilson. Albert Wilson's loose again. Albert Wilson down the sideline. Albert Wilson has scored again.
To Williams. Once again, play action from Rivers. All day to throw. He's throwing towards the end zone, and it is... Who's got it? Williams, the intended receiver, and they say touchdown.
Roethlisberger lets it fly. Oh, Antonio Brown is gone. Touchdown. The Pittsburgh Steelers. Brilliant.
With a little bit of a screen right there on Tony McRae, and that's all Antonio Brown needs.
As you can see, the league is meeting expectations set before the season. Now we'll be back with more sports after this commercial break.
This new Old Spice shaver is so amazing it'll shave off every hair on your face. Oh no, I'm a hair. You're about to get shaved. Oh no. Wait. We sure had a lot of fun times together, didn't we? Remember that time in the amusement park? It was the best day of my life. I'm sorry! Old Spice electric shaver. It's sharp. That's one sharp shaver. Get shaved in the face. I did.
So tired of this tiny car. Got an SUV.
Hey, Dad, have you heard of CraneTeam.com?
CraneTeam.com, huh? Yeah, they've got like all the cars.
Got my truck from there. They got everything. CraneTeam.com does?
And all of the pre-owns passed a 107-point inspection.
Wait, I can even calculate my payments?
I can do all this from right here?
CraneTeam.com. It's not rocket science, Dad.
Welcome back. With the NBA season set to tip off this week, let's review the top 5 plays of the 2018 preseason.
7-minute mark of the second quarter. Shot clock is down to 3. Kyrie Irving doing it in on the defensive minded. Boston out to get free. Put masterful inside.
Well, I was getting ready to say great defense, which it was by Malcolm Brogdon. How did Kyrie get out of that double team?
It's going to be James.
Here it is. See, it's under
3 seconds to go. Throws up the floater. Oh, blast! Good night, Cleveland. That is for you. Another moment indelibly etched in time for the Cleveland Cavaliers and LeBron James. Another iconic moment. James with the game winner. And they go up 3-0.
Clock at 5. Kevin Durant way outside. Delivers! Kevin Durant from downtown. It's a 6-point game. That's the same spot where he had it in game 3 last year.
In the corner, Thomas. Knocked away and stolen. Here's Middleton. Giannis trailing the lob. Oh! Giannis Antetokounmpo from Chris Middleton.
Cross-court passes. Oh, Antetokounmpo throws it down as Middleton lobbed it up perfectly. And there's your highlight play tonight.
Johnny Mack loves it.
With 4 seconds left, Butler denied by James, and Smith calls a timeout.
Keep an eye on that. To the top of the screen. Now here he comes, and he timed it perfectly. No foul involved.
James catch fire, ball game. He did it. LeBron James wins it for Cleveland.
Going away from the defender. Look where Butler was. Butler almost got it.
An absolutely incredible basketball game in Cleveland. 34 lead changes, 16 ties, and the bucket is good for James.
After this commercial break, sitting with me will be Raymond Goss, a local gospel singer, and he will be answering a few questions about his talents following a live performance.
Got some money for me, boy? Seen your name in our ledger.
You're a wanted man, Mr. Morgan.
Maybe when your mother's finished mourning your father, I'll keep her in black on your behalf. We got lawmen in 3 different states after us. They chased us from the west, they chased us over the mountains.
We need an extra gun.
This place ain't no such thing as civilized.
You're the only one of these fools that I trust.
Where's our money?
Do you have my bag?
Always, Dutch.
Product not yet rated.
Welcome back. We have with us in the studio Mr. Raymond Goss, a local Southern gospel music artist from Little Rock, Arkansas. Welcome to the show.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you so much for stopping by.
It's good to be here.
So tell me, what exactly is a Southern gospel music artist?
So a Southern gospel music artist is a musical artist who sings a certain type of Christian music that is more syncopated with its rhythms and has more complex verses and choruses than contemporary Christian music, and it's done in a slightly country style.
Would you say this is one of your favorite types of music?
Yes, I would.
Now, why did you pick this particular genre versus some of the other musical options that are available?
Well, I grew up listening to it, and I love the, syncopations and the time scales that you use, because you use different time scales for it like you wouldn't normally see in most music.
Do you have a favorite group that you admire?
Yeah, Ernie Hawson's Signature Sound is probably my favorite group, and after that it'd probably be the Gaither Vocal Band.
Now, this is such a unique brand of gospel music. How did you get involved with it?
So it started when I was little. My great-grandfather would sit me in front of the TV on the couch with him, and we would watch Gaither Homecoming videos. And from that, I really didn't listen to it again, probably until I was about, 16 years old. And then I listened to it, and it just spoke to me in a way that, the Word hadn't spoken to me before. And it really did turn my life around.
What other musical genres do you enjoy outside of Southern gospel music?
Classical jazz, smooth jazz, and classical rock and roll.
I want to know, how often do you get a chance to perform your music?
About at least once a month. I get to perform at least once a month in a concert, and it's fun, and it's something that I get to share with people. So.
Now, are you a solo artist, or are you a part of a band?
I am in a trio, and I do some solo work, but I'm also in a trio called the Trinity Trio, and it's comprised of me, a tenor, a lead baritone, and a bass singer.
Wow, that sounds like an amazing group. When did your group start?
We started back in the spring semester of 2014 at Ouachita Baptist University when I went to the choir director, who's now Dean of Music at Ouachita Baptist. And I told him, I've gotten interest from other people who've heard me practicing this music, and they want to start a group.
Do you have any upcoming performances where we could check you out?
Well, we have a performance in Arkadelphia, Arkansas next month. I believe it's the week before. We haven't really decided if we're doing the week before Thanksgiving or right before December, the week after. So we'll get a more solid date on that later.
Where do you want to take your music? For example, where do you see yourself going with your music 3 to 5 years from now?
3 to 5 years from now, I would hope to have gotten through a small career in marketing communications for a music company, maybe a musical nonprofit, which there are a couple of in Arkansas. And from there, get into a group, get noticed by a group, put some demos out, and or at least a production company.
Excellent. I know that being a singer, it takes endurance. So what are some things that you do to keep your voice in shape?
Well, when singing, you have to realize the biggest thing a musical artist is trying to do is, because it's an instrument like any other, is you have to have a good control of what you're doing. You have to have proper breath control. Just like you would blow into a horn, you have to have a channeled flow of air going through that mouthpiece. You have to have a channeled flow of air going, over your soft palate and under the hard palate at the same time. And it takes core strength, and it takes, surprisingly enough, good posture, because you have to have, straight back to allow the lungs to fill properly.
Do you have a special diet you have to maintain or follow? And are there certain exercises that you have to do on a daily basis?
Yes, I do weights on a daily basis. It's nothing ever really big. I never go over probably 120, 130 pounds. And most of the time I just stay at around 75 or below, just for maintenance. And then on top of that, before a concert, there's never anything, involving cream or sugar or carbonation, nothing that would be, or nothing really acidic, nothing that would hinder the voice.
Raymond, what would you tell someone who is interested in getting involved in Southern gospel music?
Like any field of music, you have to be willing to suffer a little bit, because in music, right now I'm in college, so things are a little different, but once I get out there, you have to be willing to sacrifice a few things to get to where you need to get.
Excellent. Well, right after this commercial break, Raymond is going to perform a song for us. I can't wait to hear it. We'll be right back.
Miles, yeah, gotta go.
If you want me to drive you, we gotta go now.
No, Dad, I'll walk.
Personal chauffeur going once.
It's okay.
Seriously, Dad, walking would have been fine.
Breaking news, Spider-Man saves the day again.
Spider-Man. This guy swings in once a day, zip, zap, zop, and answers the phone. Accountability.
Speed up. I know these kids.
Yo,
Miles, man, you get arrested? Gosh, don't cops run red lights?
Well, yes, some do. But, not your dad.
In your universe, there's only one Spider-Man. But there is another universe. It looks and sounds like yours, but it's not. My name's Miles Morales.
Hey, kid. You're like me. How?
I knew my day would come around this time.
I know it's complicated.
Just had to catch my soul and free my mind.
You want to know what happened to you? I can teach you to be Spider-Man. I love this burger. It's so delicious. One of the best burgers I've ever had. You have money, right? I'm not very liquid right now.
I think you're gonna be a bad teacher. How am I supposed to save the whole world?
You can't think about saving the world. You have to think about saving one person. One thing I know for sure, don't do it like me. Do it like you.
Brooklyn! Gonna stop us now. Hey, I'm all in, I'm all in. I ain't worried about a loss or a new friend. Never worried about a fraud or a new bitch. Lost love, I ain't worried about a process.
I see this spark in you. It's amazing. Hands up! Whatever you choose to do with it, you'll be great. I love you, Miles.
Yeah, I know, Dad.
You gotta say I love you back.
Dad, are you serious?
I want to hear it.
You want to hear me say it?
I love you, Dad.
You're dropping me off out of school?
I love you, Dad.
Look at this place.
Dad, I love you.
Dad, I love you.
That's a copy.
Time to swing, just like I taught you.
When did you teach me that?
I didn't. It's a little joke for team building.
Hey, guys.
Okay, who are you?
I'm Gwen Stacy.
Come on. How many more spider people are there?
Save it for Comic-Con.
What's Comic-Con?
Let's go! I'm Raymond Goss, and I'll be singing Champion of Love. Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention? I want to introduce to you, in this corner of the good and the right, stands a champion, and he is robed in white. His height exceeds the heavens, his weight outweighs the world, his reach reaches everywhere, his age is evermore. He is higher than the highest, greater than the great. No one will ever take his crown away. He's more mighty than the mightiest. He reigns from above. He's the all-time undisputed, undefeated champion of love. He left his hometown to enter this arena, to raise his hands in victory for all of you and me. But an angry crowd, they crucified this king who wore their crown, as they gladly watched the champion going down. But I will never count him out, for I am a witness brightness of the day he arose to retain the title champion of love. He is higher than the highest, greater than the great. No one will ever take his crown away. He's more mighty than the mightiest. He reigns from above. He is higher than the highest, greater than the great. No one will ever take his crown away. He's more mighty than the mightiest. He reigns from above. Undisputed, undefeated champion of love. No, it's gonna. That's gonna have to be it. I've completely missed the ending.